So this week, we're going to do a compassion practice, which you can do sitting or lying down, listening to your body and what it needs, making sure that you've got all props to hand, blankets, cushions. You can have your video off or on as you wish. And remembering that even if you're accessing this group later, that as a group, we're 8. So holding in your mind's eye that there are 8 of us together practicing these techniques, being human. So taking a moment to arrive, having a sense of taking your seat. I'm going to begin the practice by reading out something from How Proust Can Change Your Life by Alain de Botton. This is the very first chapter, How to Love Life Today. There are few things humans are more dedicated to than unhappiness. Had we been placed on earth by a malign creator for the exclusive purpose of suffering, we would have good reason to congratulate ourselves to our enthusiastic response to the task. Reasons to be inconsolable about the frailty of our bodies, the fickleness of love, the insincerities of social life, the compromises of friendship, the deadening effects of habit. In the face of such persistent ills, we might naturally expect that no event would be awaited with greater anticipation than the moment of our own extinction. Our dedication to our unhappiness. And then the final paragraph. Though the announcement of an imminent apocalypse could no doubt make this a concern uppermost in anyone's mind, the Proustian guidebook held out a hope that the topic could detain us a little before personal or global destruction was at hand, and that we might therefore learn to adjust our priorities before it was time to have a last game of golf and keel over. So learning to appreciate every moment. That's what Proust's writing brought to us. So taking a moment to notice the points of contact that you are making with the earth. This body that carries us through each moment. And shining a spotlight of attention around your body. Savoring your experience. Holding yourself in your mind's eye with tenderness and gentleness and kindness and curiosity. This body that houses us. Savoring this moment, like Proust and his Madeleine. Whatever is going on outside of this body, we can attend to later. In this moment, we're exploring what is here in our bodies, what we notice, what's standing out, what's quiet, What's the weather report for you today? What's your news? What's here? Are your eyes fluttering behind your eyelids? If you have your eyes open, having a soft focus and exploring the felt sensation of the colours. The breath as it enters and leaves your nostrils. Your tongue in your mouth. Your lips, your cheeks, your ears, your scalp, your neck, your shoulders, your arms and your hands. Your back, your chest, your belly, your hips, your pelvis, your buttocks, thighs and knees, shins and feet. Those little toes. Exploring your body with kindness and curiosity and interest, and noticing what's here. And for the most part, our bodies simply get on with it. That they do what they can to take care of us and keep us alive. Going fairly unnoticed, with our priorities being in our brains, in our frontal lobes is where we spend most of our days. Perhaps observing yourself with the tenderness that you might a newborn baby. Or a flower in bloom. Or a small bird. Finding an analogy that works for you. Remembering that my guidance is simply that. You don't have to follow what I'm saying. What we're learning is to listen to ourselves. There's no right or wrong way of doing these practices. And finding a way to hold yourself tenderly in whatever way works for you. And I'm going to repeat some phrases, and you may use your own if they aren't right for you. And I invite you to insert your name. So, little practice. May I be well. Say your name. So, for example, Josephine, may you be well. You can perhaps place a hand on your heart and one on your belly. That feels right for you. Noticing the warmth your skin, perhaps noticing the beat of your heart and the rise and the fall of your belly as we repeat these phrases together. Inserting your name where I say, may I. May I be well. May I be at ease. May I be kind to myself and others. May I be well. May I be at ease. And may I be kind to myself and others. May I be well. May I be at ease. May I be kind to myself and others. May I be well. May I be at ease. May I be kind to myself and others. Resting in the felt sensation of having said those phrases. And now an invitation to bring to your mind's eye a living being that brings you joy. Uncomplicated, easy joy. It could be a plant, it could be a pet, it could be a person. I want you to visualize this living being in your mind's eye. Sort of scanning from top to toe this living being. It brings joy. It experiences suffering and delight. If you've chosen a plant, the hardships of winter and the brutality of heat in summer. A person or animal, the aches and pains, the hunger, the thirst. The joys and the suffering. this living being that brings you joy. And dropping into the felt sensation of holding this living being in your mind's eye. Shining the spotlight of attention around your body and your experience of holding this living being. Your face. And then expanding your awareness to include the arms and the upper body, the lower body, the legs. What is your direct and felt experience of holding this living being in your mind's eye with tenderness? Perhaps you have a smile on your face, perhaps not. Bringing a kind welcome to your experience. And an invitation to perhaps place a hand on your heart and one on your belly if you've moved them away. May you be well. May you be at ease. May you be kind to yourself and others. May you be well. May you be at ease. May you be kind to yourself and others. May you be well. May you be at ease. May you be kind to yourself and others. And then resting in the felt sensation of holding this living being that brings you joy in your mind's eye. Your direct and felt experience of having said those phrases within your body. This shell that houses you experiences the world. And the breath, always there as an anchor for you throughout the practice. Your mind wanders, which it will, lost in the stories. Gently and kindly and firmly bringing yourself back to your direct felt experience of this compassion practice. The felt experience of being emotional beings. And now an invitation to bring into your mind's eye a neutral person. So somebody who you perhaps don't know their name, but you see them often enough. You don't know their history, you don't know their story. Perhaps somebody from the supermarket. Or a receptionist. dentist. The man in the newsagent, baker. You're finding somebody you can hold in your mind's eye. Picturing that person. That they suffer, that they experience delight. That they too have survived and thrived. Experience the ebb and flow of life, all that it brings with it. They have a long line of ancestors that made it to like us. Again, an invitation to place a hand on your heart and one on your belly, if that feels right for you. They're not still there. Perhaps changing hands if you have. May you be well. May you be at ease. May you be kind to yourself and others. May you be well. May you be at ease. May you be kind to yourself and others. May you be well. May you be at ease. May you be kind to yourself and others. And then taking a few moments to rest in the felt sensation of having said those phrases. Your experience in your body, holding this neutral person in your mind's eye. Now an invitation to bring into your mind's eye somebody who has brought you some difficulty, hurt, pain. Being tender and kind with yourself about who you choose. Doesn't need to be too juicy. Could be somebody who cut you up on the road. Bad driver. Somebody who pushed in front of you in a queue. So just spending a moment finding the person and the scenario. And then dropping into the felt sensation of that experience with that person. And then turning towards the person, holding them in your mind's eye. They too suffer and struggle. They thrive and experience joy and delight, the ebb and flow. They are loved. They matter. What is your direct and physical experience of holding this difficult person in your mind's eye in this way? Shapes and colours and textures of our experiences, the felt sensations within our bodies that process our experiences. We learn to listen and pay attention to the language of our bodies that go so often ignored. The heaviness, the lightness, the temperatures. What's here? Where does it begin and end? You can breathe around and into the experience, allowing it to be. Present moment awareness with compassion to what we find. And holding this difficult person in our mind's eye, an invitation to place a hand on your chest and on your belly. May you be well. May you be at ease. May you be kind to yourself and others. May you be well. May you be at ease. May you be kind to yourself and others. May you be well. May you be at ease. May you be kind to yourself and others. And then resting in the felt sensation of having held this difficult person in this way. And now expanding your awareness to include the difficult person, the neutral person, the living being that brings you joy, and yourself. You've got 4 living beings held in your mind's eye. And then repeating these phrases out loud or internally, up to you. May we all be well. May we all be at ease. And may we be kind to ourselves and each other. May we all be well. May we be at ease. May we be kind to ourselves and each other. And then expanding your awareness, adding to your group, the 8 of us practicing. Expanding your awareness, adding to your group. May we be well. May we be at ease. May we be kind to ourselves and each other. And then expanding your awareness to include your household, your village, going as far as you wish, your region, your country, your continent, the world, the universe, expanding your awareness as far as you feel like you want to go today. May we all be well. May we be at ease. May we be kind to ourselves and each other. May we be well. May we be at ease. And may we be kind to ourselves and each other. And resting in the felt sensation of this part of the practice. And then narrowing your attention to your breath, simply breathing in and breathing out. Enough, by David White. Enough. These few words are enough. If not these words, this breath. If not this breath, this sitting here. This opening to the life we have refused again and again until now. Until now. So moving, stretching, whatever way you need. We'll move into taking tea together. New teapot. Dried some rosemary, which is great for memory and the skin, as well as all of the antiviral, antibacterial, antioxidant properties. I'm going to read a little bit more from this book to explain the context at the beginning. So Proust replied to a catastrophic American scientist who was predicting an apocalypse. And he was asking what would people do, and they were invited to write into the newspaper This is what Proust said. I think that life would suddenly seem wonderful to us if we were threatened to die, as you say. Just think of how many projects, travels, love affairs, studies our life hides from us, made invisible by our laziness, which certain of a future delays them incessantly. But let all this threaten to become impossible forever, how beautiful it would become again. Ah, if only the cataclysm doesn't happen this time, we won't miss visiting the new galleries of the Louvre, throwing ourselves at the feet of Miss X, making a trip to India. The cataclysm doesn't happen, we don't do any of it, because we find ourselves back in the heart of normal life, where negligence deadens desire, and yet we shouldn't have needed the cataclysm to love life today. It would have been enough to think that we are humans and that death may come this evening. I'm going to pause the recording, an invitation to journal or sit in reflection about your felt and direct experience of the practice. So we're going to close with a mindfulness practice, a simple present moment awareness. So closing your eyes or keeping them open. Perhaps if you keep your eyes closed, doing the opposite. So if you aren't used to having your eyes open, a soft gaze. So as if somebody had smeared Vaseline. So you'll see a softness around your vision. And an invitation to scan from your head to your neck, your arms, your upper back and upper chest. Your middle back, lower back, the belly, the right leg and the left leg. Shining the spotlight of your awareness around your body. And then narrowing your attention to your breath. changing the rhythm, simply observing the flow of your breath as you breathe in and you breathe out. And finding a point within the breath that's most vivid for you. And that this can act as an anchor for you as we transition into our day. That this point within the breath can be there to anchor you in the present moment. As you breathe in and you breathe out. And then expanding your awareness from the breath to include all of your body. You breathing here, now. This body that houses who you are. This breath that nourishes you, gives you life. Your breath in your body, holding yourself in tender, compassionate awareness. And as best you can, taking this sense of connection and awareness into whatever you have left to do with your day. Thank you so much for joining me, and do reach out if you need anything. Home practice for this week is to take a moment in your day to appreciate and savor a cup of tea in a cup that you usually save for best, using your finest china or beans on toast. Eating your favorite chocolate, the chocolate that you like, not the one that you think is the right one to be eating. For example, choosing milk chocolate or white chocolate, where perhaps you might ordinarily choose dark chocolate because it's got more antioxidants in. Using cream in your coffee instead of milk. Being indulgent and savouring. So taking the time to drop into the moment and simply be with that activity, savouring it, like Proust and his Madeleine. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have got any questions or queries about what to choose, do get in contact.